Early colonial architecture foundations of New York. New York's architectural journey began in the early 17th century when the Dutch established New Amsterdam, laying the groundwork for what would become a world-renowned metropolis. The architecture of this period was functional and modest, reflecting the practical needs of a burgeoning colony. The Dutch introduced gabled roofs, brick facades, and narrow windows, elements that were well suited to the city's coastal climate and dense urban layout. One of the most notable structures from this era was the Governor's House, a simple yet sturdy building that reflected the Dutch emphasis on practicality and durability. As the city transitioned to British control in 1664, English colonial architecture began to influence the cityscape. Georgian-style buildings, characterized by their symmetry, brick construction, and classic proportions, became increasingly common. The Trinity Church, constructed in 1698, is a prime example of this style, featuring a steeple that was once the tallest structure in the city. These early architectural styles laid the foundation for New York's development, blending European influences with the unique needs of a growing port city. The 19th century marked a period of rapid growth and transformation for New York as the city expanded and industrialized. During this time, the iconic brownstone townhouses emerged as a popular residential choice for the burgeoning middle class. Brownstones, with their warm, reddish-brown facades, became synonymous with New York's residential streets, particularly in neighborhoods like Harlem, Brooklyn Heights, and the Upper West Side. These buildings were not only aesthetically pleasing, but also a practical response to the city's booming population and the need for durable, fire-resistant materials. Simultaneously, the Industrial Revolution brought about significant changes in commercial architecture. The advent of cast iron construction allowed for the creation of larger, more open spaces with expansive windows, a stark contrast to the smaller, more confined structures of the past. The cast iron district in Soho is a testament to this era, with its intricate facades and large windows that flooded interior spaces with light. These buildings, with their ornate details and robust structures, set the stage for New York's transformation into a commercial powerhouse. As New York entered the 20th century, the city's architectural ambitions soared to new heights, literally. The advent of steel frame construction and the invention of the elevator revolutionized urban architecture, giving rise to the era of skyscrapers. The race to the sky began with buildings like the Flatiron Building, completed in 1902, which was one of the first steel-framed skyscrapers in the city. Its unique triangular shape and Beaux-Arts style made it an instant icon. However, it was the 1920s and 1930s that truly defined New York's skyline. The Empire State Building, completed in 1931, became the tallest building in the world at the time, a symbol of American innovation and resilience during the Great Depression. Similarly, the Chrysler Building, with its Art Deco spire and gleaming stainless steel crown, captured the imagination of the world, showcasing the city's architectural daring and creativity. These skyscrapers were not just feats of engineering but also symbols of New York's status as a global capital of finance, culture, and technology. Post-war modernism, embracing the future. Following World War II, New York City embraced modernism, a movement that sought to break away from traditional architectural styles and embrace new materials, technologies, and philosophies. The Lever House, completed in 1952, exemplifies this shift. Designed by Skidmore, Owings, and Merrill, it was one of the first glass curtain wall skyscrapers in New York, introducing a sleek, minimalist aesthetic that contrasted sharply with the ornate buildings of the previous decades. The Seagram Building, completed in 1958, further cemented the modernist movement in New York. Designed by Ludwig Mies van der Rohe and Philip Johnson, this building is often cited as one of the finest examples of modernist architecture. Its bronze-toned glass and steel structure, combined with its open plaza, represented a new era of corporate architecture, one that prioritized simplicity, functionality, and the relationship between indoor and outdoor spaces. These modernist buildings reflected the optimism and forward-looking spirit of post-war America, as New York continued to grow as a hub of innovation and progress. Contemporary architecture, diversity, and innovation. In recent decades, New York's architecture has become more diverse and experimental, reflecting the city's role as a global center of creativity and culture. The turn of the 21st century saw the rise of new architectural icons such as the High Line, an elevated park that repurposes a former railway line, blending urban renewal with sustainable design. The High Line has not only transformed the west side of Manhattan, but also inspired similar projects around the world. Another significant development is the World Trade Center complex, rebuilt after the tragic events of 9/11. The centerpiece, One World Trade Center, completed in 2014, is a symbol of resilience and renewal. Its sleek, tapering design and reflective glass facade create a striking presence on the skyline, while its LEED certification underscores New York's commitment to sustainability. Contemporary architects in New York are also pushing the boundaries of design and technology. Buildings like the Vessel in Hudson Yards, with its intricate honeycomb-like structure, and the futuristic skyscrapers of the Billionaire's Row, such as 432 Park Avenue, showcase the city's ongoing evolution. These structures reflect a blend of artistic vision, engineering prowess, and a deep connection to the city's storied architectural past. New York City's architectural history is a rich tapestry of styles, innovations, and influences, each layer adding to the vibrant character of the city. From the modest colonial beginnings to the awe-inspiring skyscrapers that define its skyline, New York's buildings tell the story of a city constantly reinventing itself. As we look to the future, New York will undoubtedly continue to be a laboratory for architectural innovation, where tradition meets modernity, and where the skyline serves as a canvas for the world's most daring and creative minds. Thank you for joining us on this architectural journey through New York City.